It's Dave Diggs again, and we're back in the Barbers Inc. VIP. I have an apprentice barber here named Mo, and what we're going to do with Mo today is we're going to give him a low ball fade with a styled high pompadour and a nice shave and lineup. Ready?
I'm ready.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You've been waiting on this haircut a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but we're going to clean him up and get him ready for spring break. Let's go. Very briefly, I'm going to go over a few of the Andy's tools that we're going to use to perform this haircut. So the first clipper that I have here is the BGR Plus detachable clipper. It's cordless, gives me great freedom. I have the Andy Superliner 2. Very strong trimmer. It's great for balding. I have the Andy's Master here, classic. I'm going to use this to do all my blending work. I also have the Andy Superliner. This is a rotary motor trimmer that gives me the ability to cut through coarse hair and get crisp, sharp lines. I have the Andy's Power Trim Plus trimmer. This is cordless. Once again, I really love the freedom that cordless trimmers and clippers give you. I have my assorted combs that I'm going to use for this haircut. I definitely have my Andy's clipper comb, which is great whenever you're using clipper over comb technique. I also have the Andy's foil attachment for the Superliner. This attachment enables me to get skin-like bald as if I was using a straight razor. We're going to start off this haircut by balding out the under portion of the haircut, and it's going to give us our guideline for our low drop fade, which we're going to give Mo right here. What you need to do is pay real close attention to my motion. I constantly use the C-stroke, and what the C-stroke does is the C-stroke helps you not create hard lines, which later on is going to make it a lot easier to remove the weight lines and keep a smooth transition. I'm using my style liner to bald the lower portion of the neck because this trimmer is gentle, but it's going to give me a very, very, very close cut. Switching to the 5/0 blade on my BGR Plus is going to increase the power that I have behind the clipper, enabling me to cut through the hair a lot faster. I continuously use my C-stroke, and as I mentioned previously, the C-stroke enables me to remove hair without creating a weight line. When I pull up the skin, I slowly roll off. It's important to always keep your canvas clean. This will do is remove all cut hair, so I'm not going over the same area multiple times. Now if you pay attention to my C-stroke motion, as the clipper goes up, it comes off of the scalp. This motion is extremely important in blending. Gently, I'll pull back the client's ear. What this does is this enables me to get all the hairs that are hidden back there. You want to do this gently, as all clients have different sensitivity in their ears. And as you see, I continuously use my C motion. Now I've created a guideline around Mo's head in its entirety. So we zeroed out the bottom of the haircut and created our first guideline. Now what we're going to do is I have the number one on my Andy's detachable BGR Plus. We're going to create a transition bar all the way around the guideline. This transition bar is going to be about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. So when creating this transition bar, you want to make sure you have your comb in your left hand. We're going to keep our same C-stroking motion, and we're going to cut into Mo's hair about at 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. And we're going to do this all the way around the guideline. Continuously comb with your offhand to remove all loose and cut hair. Always keep your canvas clean. So the Andy's Master fading clipper enables us to cut hair at different lengths with one clipper. Now when this clipper is closed in this position here, the blade cuts at 000. All the way open, this position here, it cuts at the length of a 1. The transition area we created on Mo's haircut is a number 1 in length, and this Andy's Master can cover that entire area, because as we know, it goes from a 000 when it's closed to a 1 fully extended. So we're going to use this clipper to remove the bottom weight line that we created, or the bottom guideline. So when I fade with my ears. The Andy's Master is extremely silent. As you hear, it's on now. And when it cuts, you can hear every hair being cut. So as I'm listening to hair being cut, my thumb is constantly on the fading lever, adjusting its distance. What my goal is to remove the bottom weight line that was originally our guideline to the start of this haircut. So I'm going to go around Mo's haircut right now and remove this bottom weight line that we just created when we created the transition area. So as you see, I still use my C-stroke motion while I'm using the Master. You'll also notice that when blending, when fading, I'm only using the corner of the clipper. So we're going to go all around this weight line and remove it. My thumb is constantly on the fading lever, and my ear is paying close attention to the hair being cut. I know the more noise that this clipper is making, the more hair is being cut, and we want to take little hair as possible, lightly blending out this bottom line. I continue a C-stroke motion and constantly using only the first 3 teeth of the clipper. The 3 teeth on the right side or the 3 teeth on the left side. And if you can see, my off finger is holding the skin tight and stretching it. The next step is to use our first attachment comb for the Andy's Master. And as you see, I have version 2 of the purple magnetic guards, which have become extremely popular. This new version only has 1 center magnet instead of 2 on the outside. And believe it or not, even with 1 magnet, the guard has an extremely strong hold. So Mo hasn't had a haircut in about 2 months. And he has a lot of weight on the sides. So to take some of this weight out, what we're going to do is we're going to use the clipper over comb technique. Now with this technique, You want to raise the comb up through the hair, tilting the comb back, just revealing the hair that we want to cut. Now I'm doing this with the Andes BGR Plus, and I have the OAFD blade on. Now this blade here is an extremely sharp blade, and it's going to give me basically a zero cut on top of this attachment comb. So I'm going to go up through the hair, I'm going to go all the way around, and I'm going to remove a lot of the side weight. Just getting in the way of us achieving our perfect blend. Now we're using a white clipper comb because Mo's hair is dark. And as you see, his dark hair shows extremely clearly through the clipper comb. If Mo had light hair, I'd use a black clipper comb. Now we always raise our clipper comb up through the hair perpendicularly. What this does is this enables us to get a consistent cut when we use the clipper to go against the comb. As you see, the heavy duty Andes BGR Plus has no problem going through Mo's coarse hair. Now that we removed some of the weight from the side of Mo's hair, I'm going to put my first attachment comb on the Andes Master. That way we can continue to work on our fade. Andes has made this real simple for us. All we need to do is run our guards, meaning run through our attachment combs numerical order. I constantly use my C-stroke motion when going through Mo's haircut. And because I'm blending, I'm only using the corner of the clipper, the left 3 teeth or the right 3 teeth, even with the guard on. Our goal now is to remove the next weight line, which we created when we created our first transition area with the #1 blade on the Andes detachable clipper. So this first guard picks up where the one left off. So what I did with the left side, I'm now going to go do with the right. We're bringing the fade up one more level by removing the next weight line. And we're doing so with the 0 guard on the Andes Master. Now I'm going to take off the 0 attachment comb and put on the #1 attachment comb, so we can take our fade up one more level. So I'm going to start from one side and I'm going to continue blending. I have the same C-stroke motion and I'm still using only the N3 teeth on either side of the clipper. Moving up one more level in our fade, we're gonna put on the number 2 attachment comb. We're gonna keep the same C-stroke motion, and we're gonna attempt to use the left or the right 3 teeth of the clipper. So when completing most of the clipper work on most fade here, I noticed that he's somewhat thinning out here in the temple area. And you might run into a lot of clients with the same problem. So I use an advanced blending technique when I run into a problem like this. I actually use my thinning shears and I use my comb. So what I do is, as I go up through his hair, chipping away at it with my thinning shears. And I can actually see the heavy areas and where I want to take a little bit of hair. What this will do is this will give me complete control over the blending process. Because he's thinning, we've already identified a couple light spots. So as you see, using the thinning shears over my comb has enabled me to kind of go around the light spot, which originally was here, and match up the rest of the fade. So this here is an advanced blending technique. So with all the clipper work done, now we're gonna trim the top of Mo's hair. And give it a little water and a comb through. It's gonna help us get a nice even cut. And as I comb through, you're gonna see we have weight still here in the side area. Now we're not gonna use mechanical tools to get rid of that weight. We're gonna use our shears and our thinning shears. So now as we prepare to cut the top, with the classic shape of the Pompadour, the top is gonna be higher and it's gonna graduate as it gets towards the back. So when I cut it, I'm actually gonna do it at an angle. So I'm gonna move left to right, then I'm gonna cross check it front to back. So cutting the first row is giving me my initial guide. So I'm gonna come through the first row to grab the second row so I can match my length. And as I said, we're gonna graduate it from the front to the back, with the front long being longer. So after moving left to right, now I'm going to cross check it going front to back. So we're not looking to really cut any hair during the cross check. We're just looking to get any uncut hair or any hair that was left a little longer.
There we go.
So after shear cutting the top, we see right along the ridge line we have a little bit of extra weight. So I'm going to use my thinning shears over comb to go up through the hair and cut as I move the comb. Now I'll comb the hair back, which is going to be the direction that we style the pompadour in. So I don't want to cut hair that's above the ridge line here because we want to keep that. We're going to do this on the left. Go down the ridge line, blending, combing. We're going to spin them and do it on the right side. I'm going to use my Andes Power Trim Plus to clean up the front part of Mo's line here. With Mo's haircut done, we're going to now move to the beard. I'm going to put a number 1 on it and I'm going to give it a nice shape. So what we're looking for is to give his face a nice, smooth, even cut. I'm going to use my super liner to create the initial line around Mo's beard. I'm going to switch to the foil attachment for the Andes Superliner. And I'm doing this so I can clean Mo's neck and get it razor close without leaving hair bumps. As you hear by the hair being cut, the Andes foil attachment for the Superliner cuts much closer than a trimmer alone. Leaves Mo's skin razor close. Since we have it on, I'm going to clean up the bottom of Mo's neck as well. This attachment is great for cosmetologists who aren't licensed to use the straight razor. You can get a razor close neck lineup using the Andes foil attachment for the Superliner. So when we trim the top of the mustache, we're going to hold the clipper up top and push down. Using our straight razor, we're going to start from the temple point and clean hair around the outside of the beard line. By off finger, we'll hold the skin tight, and with a wet blade, I'll pull down just to the top of the natural beard line. So we're going to start from the top corner, and we're going to pull the razor blade down Mo's natural beard line. We're going to style Mo's Pompadour using lay right super haute. We're going to apply it to his hair dry. We're going to take a finger at a time and we're going to work it in. Gently massaging the product into Mo's hair is going to ensure even distribution. When combing the front of the Pompadour, as you lift the comb, you want to curl over. We want to make sure that it flows back. You can also use your hand to help shape it.